You know, throughout my life, I've been always thinking about the things that I can never change and the things that people judge you on that were really not your fault. There's been many times where females will straight up tell me that, oh, you're a nice guy, you seem cool, whatever, 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 you're a good rapper, you know how to write, and all that. And they'll just say that, but I'm too short. Like I had a girl tell me that, straight up because I used to like, of course, we were all blue pilled at one time, me being like a kind of like a poet and stuff like that. Like I would write girls poetry and stuff like that and give it to them and they would smile and they would pretend to like it, I guess. But when I actually asked them out, they're like, oh no, you're too short. Or I had a girl tell me straight up that she don't date people of my skin color configuration. And what can I do but to respect that? I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, everybody has their preferences, and that's okay, and that's all right. But it's just so demeaning at times, and it's so annoying, and it's so irritating knowing that the reason why this girl doesn't like you is because of something you can never change, whether that's your skin color configuration or whether that's your height. It's like I can understand about personality. Like if you have a bad personality, okay, I can understand a girl not wanting to date you or wanting to be bothered with that negativity. That makes sense. But it's when there's things that you cannot change, and one thing about your skin color and about your height, that's not something you can just magically change as you get older. In fact, as you get older, a lot of your physical appearances start to deteriorate. Your cognitive functionalities and your cognitive abilities and your cognitive capacities start to fail as you get older. Like you start to forget things. You're not as good you're not as good as like just doing the things that you used to do when you were younger. There's certain things that they used to love to do when you were younger. And as you get older, you're just like, I don't feel like doing that. You take midday naps, if you can. That's that's how you know you're getting older, right? Like that's how you know this world is just it's bullcrap. And you have millions and millions of people in this world that go through all types of mental issues, physical issues, and things of that nature. And they can never change it. Some people are born paralyzed. Some people are born like they can never walk. Some people are born with like mental issues from a young age, and they're never able to escape that. And yet, this world's going to judge you regardless. And being a guy in this position, bro, like a lot of us, man, we just need love. We just need a good woman in our life. We just need some good loving, honestly. The lack of having the ability to change like certain appearances, which is the most important, like your physical appearance is like your most important thing, because I've seen so many people that are they're ugly in their heart, they're evil and wicked and sadistic twisted people, but they are aesthetically pleasing, and being aesthetically pleasing is all pretty much a lot of people care about and what a lot of people want. A lot of people don't care about your heart. They don't care if you're like a good person. They don't care about that. All they care about is, do you look good? Are you rich? What's your social status? And if you fail in any of those areas, you better damn sure have a backup. And if you don't have anything from from those areas, then the world's just gonna look at you like, okay, you're nothing, right? And this systematic breakdown of our confidence, that's one thing I noticed is like we can't change how we look like. And hell, some of us can't even change our jobs because good luck trying to get a job now, you know? And it's like this world is just designed to break you. It's just designed to do everything in its power to make you feel low. That job you're working at, that school you're going to, the classmates in your class who you don't really get along with, you don't fit in with them or whatever. And it's all designed to just make you feel like you're nothing. This world attacks your confidence. It attacks your ability to want to create and innovate. It attacks every single thing that makes you human. And I know a lot of us are getting tired of it. We're getting real tired of being isolated and being devastated and being trapped in this soul trap spiritual prison. I know a lot of us, man, at the end of the day, if we could escape right now, we would. But then we don't even know what's after this life. We really don't have no concrete evidence of what happens after we leave this physical body. We have stories, we have myths, we have predictions and predilections, but we don't have no concrete evidence of what really happens after we pass away. We don't know, and that's the scary part. And if this, and if the next existence is anything like this existence, it's going to be hellish or even worse. That's one thing about this world, man. It's like you can be going through all types of things where you can't change, and then ultimately you can't change whether you pass away or not, because all of us, all of us breathing right now in 100 years, we're all going to be gone. We're all going to be no longer in this dimension any longer. And if there is a soul trap matrix, we're not going to remember it. We're going to get loose farmed and soul trapped and brought into a new body, and we're not going to even know it. Like, do you remember any of your past lives? I bet not. You may have dreams here and there, but you're not going to remember it like fully. So that's a scary thing. Is that everybody you know, your family members, and even the girl that you have a crush on, all that's going to be gone. It's going to be dust in the ground one day, like ancient Rome. And there's nothing we can do about it. We don't have any power. Like, we don't have any power to live forever. We don't have any power to snap our fingers and be multi-millionaires. We don't have any power to get that girl that we really want unless we become multi-millionaires, especially guys like us. And then you have people like the Jeremy Meeks who are given like a life lottery. They're given the best genetics. And those genetics have girls of all races, all cultures wanting to, reproduce with that man. And he doesn't even need $1 million. He was in jail. I can't emphasize this enough. Jeremy Meeks was in jail and got a billionaire. There's people out there becoming doctors, getting their doctorate degree and all that, and they'll never land $1 billion. They'll never get a billionaire. But yet somebody in prison can? What the hell? It's frustrating, man, when all you want is just a good girl in your life, man. And people try, and then people cope, they like, oh man, don't focus on girls. Don't focus. I'm like, bro, be quiet. Be quiet. The only reason why you're saying don't focus on girls because you can't get none. That's the why. And that's why, that's why, man, don't focus on girls. Just go to the gym and lift weights, bro. Bro, I understand. That's like a healthy way of coping. Like, oh man, well, if you since you can't get them, there's no need to just cry about them all the time, right? But it's like, it's not crying about it. It's talking about real emotions that people feel. Because if you keep bottling it up, you're going to have an ER situation. And then everybody's going to be complaining, well, how come you didn't talk to anybody about it? Blah, 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 blah. It's like people are just evil as well as the demiurge. That's why sometimes it's like the demiurge, it does what it wants and it gets away with it because a lot of people don't even come together amongst each other. You see a man hurting and down and out, and instead of like understanding him, you could be living the exact same life as him, and yet you want to criticize him. It's just ridiculous. It's like, just listen to what somebody's saying, But the reason why a lot of guys go their own way or whatever is because, you can't get that girl in your life that you want. Now, if you had that girl in your life, I guarantee you'd be happy. I guarantee, even though you got to go to your hellish workspace every day, you're going to have something to look forward to besides your Xbox to come home to, or besides that 3.5 of beautiful OG Mary Jane to the brain to look forward to when you come home. Because even that, after a while, you come home, you roll up a J, you take it to the head, you listen to music, and after a while, hell, you want a female to kick it with, you want a female to chill with. And when you don't have that female in your life, bro, it just breaks everything else down. And when you're put in a position where you're just not like, it's weird. I wish that we could like girls that I wish we could like girls that, how can I say that? I wish that the girls that we like we don't like them. Like, okay, this is what's the best way I can put it, is that I wish that we can only be attracted to girls that will be attracted to us back. That's what I mean to say. So if you like a girl, she's automatically going to like you back, right? And this is for guys in our position, because like normal guys, this doesn't suit them. It suits guys like us who are really living this black pill life for real. I wish that all the girls that we like would like us back, because most of the girls that we like, a lot of them are cute freaking girls like that, and it sucks because I don't like, why am I attracted to a girl knowing damn well that she's never going to be attracted to me? And that causes unnecessary pain because this girl is so beautiful. She's exactly what I want, and yet she looks at me like I'm some type of monster, like I'm the Hunchback of Notre Dame, like I'm something that's just to be, like you throw peanuts at a circus or something. And this girl doesn't want anything to do with me because of my skin color configuration and because of my height, and it's brutal. And It's just not fair in this world, man, to just to want something so bad and you can never have it. And you got people in your family, you got people at your job. What I can't say about what I can't stand about this world is that you come on the internet and people spill like their real hearts out. Then we go out into the real world, everybody acts like everything is just normal. You go to a toxic workplace, a toxic workplace, and the coworkers are talking about each other. The boss is an asshole. Like you did overtime last week, but they just conveniently forgot to add it to your hours, even though you wrote it down and you made sure. Now they got to verify it and all that. It's just like, okay. Then you go to work, you're supposed to just smile, and when you're out in public, you're supposed to keep a public mask on, smile like everything is good. Hi, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing good. How you doing? La la la. It's like, man, it's just so fake. It's just so fake. This world is just. I wish a zombie apocalypse happens because I think the people of today are just too soft. And what I mean by too soft, just too soft and ignorant. Soft meaning that guys like us who speak about real pain that can drive you insane, people like us who speak about the truth and shit like that, we're the ones who get criticized by society because we understand what society really is. While everybody else are living in this bubble of fantasy that, oh, war is never going to come to them. They're going to be a peaceful life, especially the boomers. Just work hard, put yourself up by the bootstraps, and everything will work itself out. No, everything will not work itself out. You live in a world that's specifically designed to make your life as hard as possible, specifically designed to make sure you're in a hell realm. No, things are not just going to work themselves out. That's not going to happen. What's more than likely going to happen is you're going to get so fed up with this life that you're going to cause probably, self-neutralization. Whether it's self-neutralizing by staying in your room, you know, trapped inside there, whether it's about going to a job that you're stagnant at and you can never have real career advancement, whether it's about just self-neutralization and not having any type of economic stabilization or emotional stabilization, or it can be the real self-neutralization where you never come back to this dimension, at least not in the same body that you left it in. It's just a brutal world, man. I don't understand why, like, we're forced to be in this position. We're forced to be just nothing. And you got people say you got to put effort in. Like, you don't know how effort we put in. How do you think that? Look, do you think the first thing we did was come on here and just start complaining on the internet? You don't think that we put effort in before we start making these videos? Are you serious? If that was the case, I would have had a channel like this in 2009, 2008, 2006. A lot of you guys were in your diapers around those times, Come on, right? It's not about that. It's about we tried everything in the book. We tried to be the nice guy. We tried to work hard. We tried to put effort in. We tried all of that, and it didn't work. Okay? Right? We've already tried this. I know people that have been working I know people have been working 2 or 3 jobs for a decade now, and they're still not rich. In fact, they're in more debt because they tried to go to school, and now they're in more debt, and they have to work these 2 or 3 jobs. They're never really at home. They're rarely at home, rarely. And if they are at home, they're at home for a couple of hours. They come home, they crap, they hop in the shower, they brush their teeth. They may play a little video game for 30 minutes, then boom, they got to go back to another job. And then you got some people who just make only frauds. They make 1 video a week on only frauds, or maybe a couple of, and then they get paid millions of dollars. Some even more than that. Like, damn, more than $1 million? Yes. There's people out there that are winning in life. There's people out there that, if you look at their life, it doesn't even seem possible how somebody can win like that. It doesn't even seem possible how somebody can have that much damn success and have that much damn happiness and just be in such a great position. It's not a fair life we live in, man, because if I could alter my physical appearance, if I could alter the way that I look, I would definitely change a lot of things about myself, and I guarantee you, almost instantaneously, watch girls want to start talking to me all of a sudden, right? Because now I'm aesthetically pleasing now. Now I'm somebody that looks like, oh, okay, he has good genetics or whatever, so okay, I'm going to spread my legs wide like an eagle's wingspan and let him hit it, right? And we got to take in consideration the modern day female, the modern day female, like the modern day mentality of the modern day female. It's like, it's crazy. Like, I was watching Joel. I think his name's Joel. What's his name? Joel Watson. That's his name. I forgot his damn name, but he was basically showing like he was showing like these girls, right? Like they would wear like they wear these nightgowns, but they wouldn't wear no underwear underneath. So they'll just wear these silk gowns, and then they'll order like Uber Eats. And then when a guy comes and delivers the food, they open the door and they're like, "Oh yeah, we got a tip for you," and they would just flash themselves at the guy, and the guy's looking like, "What the hell?" You know? And then it showed like another video where like this girl, she was wearing like this mini skirt, and then she wasn't wearing any underwear underneath. And then the guy comes, she's like, "Oh yeah, let me get my change." And then she like bends over right in front of him, and in the meanwhile, she has a camera recording everything. And it's like, if a guy did that, that'd be immediate SA assault charges, right? And these are Western women, and we can't ignore, you know, look, when your demographic is on top, when you're on top, when your culture is like the pinnacle of success, right? I got to speak in code here. Read between the lines. When your culture is conquered the whole world, through the British Empire and all that, and your women, who you guys deemed as precious, because everybody know like the word of Western society is code word for European society, which is code word for a certain skin color configuration, which is prominent, and that runs a lot. So when you see Western women, cold word, when you see Western women that are doing that, and they're doing it to people of different ethnicities, that makes a certain other type of people in that same culture as that girl. It makes they get a little mad. It's like, wait, what the hell? Why are you bending over for, Abdul, or bending over for Jamal, or bending over for Josue, and you're not bending over for Corey, or you're not bending over for Alex, or you're not bending over for James, right? And that creates, cultural hostility, and it shifts cultural dynamics. And Western women are the most powerful women on the earth. No one is as free as a Western European female. A Western European female is the most powerful, the most free, the most privileged, the most spoiled out of everything, because the system is created literally for their comfort. It's not created for the comfort of somebody that looks like me. It's created for somebody that looks like her. you know, that's why they say Western civilization. That's code word for for a certain culture, and that's the best I'll say on that. It's no mystery that this life is filled with misery. It's no mystery that something is conditioning us to go through this pain. Something is conditioning us to just go insane. Like, what? It's Easter today, I believe, and it's like, okay, so I mean, like these holidays don't mean crap, bro. Like all these holidays is just pagan religions disguised. That's just all it is just loose farming, your energy, right? That's all it is just loose farming. It's just something that's loose farming your belief and your energy, because whatever you put your focus on, whatever you put your attention on, there's something that's feeding on that, especially if it's religious. When it's like Easter, everybody going to go, a lot of people won't go to church today and do all that, and they think they're praying to some holy God. And it's like, how do you think you're praying to a holy God? Just read your Bible and you'll see how evil and vindictive and jealous this God is, and you want to worship it, and you're just feeding it more of your negative energetic manifestational frequency, and you wonder why your life keeps getting harder and harder and harder, and you keep going through all these things in life. But there's a reason why you're going through that, because this God is feeding off your soul. He's feeding off your energy. He wants you to be miserable. He wants you to go through it. He doesn't want you happy. He doesn't want you with a beautiful woman in your life. He doesn't want those things for you. He wants you to be miserable. He wants you to be poor. He wants you to be, somebody that can never escape. I can't lie to you, man. I got to tell you the truth. And the truth is, this life is a living hell. This life is designed to break you. Don't listen to nobody saying, oh, man, well, life is what you make it. It's like, man, tell that person to shut the F up. If life is what you make it, give me $10 million right now, and then I can make life the way that I want to make it then. Right? Let me be born into a rich and powerful family like the Rothschild banking dynasty, right? Right? Let me know somebody that can help me make it in the things that I want to make it in, right? You could do something that you really want, like train for it, do whatever for like 20, 30 something years, and you will never make it. Meanwhile, somebody can just start doing it tomorrow and then they'll be the superstar of it, and they'll make millions of dollars in it, and you just be like, damn, what the hell? Like, how is this even possible? Why is this even possible? How is it that some people can have a life that you can only dream of and imagine, while your life is unimaginable to somebody who's never lived it, right? Like your life to somebody like to a rich person, if they see your life, they see what you go through. You don't have a car, you don't have a house, and even if you do have a car, it's not a nice car, and then you got to put gas in the damn thing, and then the brakes may break, and the engine may fail, whatever. All this stuff happens that costs money to fix. And even if you have that, even if you have like a car or whatever, your life is still not perfect. You got like you're not wealthy. You have to go to work. Think about how much we could get done if we weren't forced to be 9 to 5 wages in a kg. Imagine it. Imagine how many philosophers. Imagine how many Hideo Kojimas we could have. Imagine how many video game developers video game developers and anime creators and things of that nature we can have if we were allowed to focus. If I was allowed to just focus all day, when I had a lot of money and I had a lot of success, I'd probably make like another I definitely would make an anime, you know, like Pokemon or something like that, but my own version. It's gonna be cool. And then if I ever make Pokemon type video games, it's gonna be way better than the slop Nintendo's putting out. Like the modern day Pokemon is just no soul, it's no substance. And we used to use that to cope back in the days, and now we can't even cope with Pokemon because Pokemon sucks nowadays. It's unoriginal, it's uninspired. It's just they still don't have voice actors in the games. Like, what is this crap? What is this shit? And what is this shite? Bloody hell, mate. It's bull crap. I don't know, man. What would what would I do to have $1 million and have a pretty girl, on my arm, just to have her sit on my lap, like just sit on my lap, shit, like just sit on my lap while we just freaking watch a movie or something like that, or hell, let me lay in your lap, like she's sitting down and I just lay my head to her lap and she kind of rubbing my head a bit, we're sitting there watching anime, laughing with each other, She gets up and says she wants to make a snack real quick and come back with like little homemade sandwiches, and she come back with a piece of cheesecake, and then I get a piece of her cheesecake, if you catch my drift. You know what I mean? Roll up some Mary Jane to the brain, play some video games together, and laugh and decide to go, just decide to go out to I don't know, just decide to go somewhere late at night, maybe to get, I don't know, a smoothies at some place or something. I don't know, just to have a good female next to you. It will definitely raise your confidence. It will definitely raise your self-belief in yourself, and it will definitely make you feel more like a man, or you'll feel more alive. But when you're locked in by your genetics, and when you're locked in about, or when you're locked in with your genetics and your skin color configuration, it makes it very difficult to get out your situation, man. Like, this whole world is just bullcrap, honestly. And what makes it even worse is when your family and when the society around you judges you, when they say that, oh, it's your fault, you're not trying, and you must want to be poor, or this, that, or you got to apply yourself. You don't know how, you don't like, and it be people who don't look like you. That's what makes it funny. It's like people of different skin color configuration trying to tell you something about your situation, where it's like, you have the complexion for the protection. I have the complexion for the rejection and the dejection. Okay, we live in two different worlds. We can live in the same damn house, but be two different races, and we'll have two different experiences in life. A lot of people in this BP community, they don't like talking about the skin color configuration factor. And there's a reason why certain black pill creators get more views and they get more of this and more of that. It's simply because they don't look like me. You know what I mean? Notice how all the biggest black pill creators, they don't look like me, right? And then the ones that do, they gotta kind of denounce their skin color configuration, talk about their race, and talk about this and that, in order to get people to like you. You know what I mean? It's like you got, but they'll never denounce their skin color configuration or their people, right? But then, like when you're my skin color configuration, you got to talk about the black culture, how we're all thugs and all this and that. And that's simply not true. But it's what a lot of people want to hear. It's what they want to believe, right? Is there a thug gangster culture that's bad in black communities? Of course there is, but that doesn't define every last one of us. That's like saying every Japanese person is a samurai. There's people in Japan that don't even like samurais. You know what I mean? There's people in Japan that don't even watch anime. That sounds ridiculous, right? Because not everybody is the same. Even amongst the same cultural structure, there's people with differences and variances. You know, right? You can go to Europe, man, and everybody can have the same outer appearance, but they have different ethnicities. A French man is not the same as a British man, and a British man is not the same as a German man, and a German man is not the same as a Polish guy, and a Polish guy is not the same as somebody that's Norwegian, and a Norwegian guy is not the same as somebody that's Swedish. Everybody may be of the same, skin color configuration, but there's variations within the skin color configuration. And then what sucks is that there's girls that you want, but they don't want to date you because of your skin color configuration. And then the ones that they do date of your skin color configuration are the thugs and the criminals. So damn, there is some truth to that. It's brutal. It's brutal. It's brutal. You know, I just I'm just sick of this world, man. I'm just sick of everything that goes on with this world. I'm sick of like how life is just eternal torment. And the things I wanted to do with my life is just in the past. And sometimes I wish that I can just fly away, man. I can just go to another dimension and start over, start from ground zero, start in a dimension where, okay, I know how this life is, or whatever, or I know how the last life I lived was. Now this new dimension, I'm gonna try to like be vicious, be twisted, be sadistic, because I seen that in the last dimension. That's what worked, and it's probably the same thing's going to work in this dimension. Being just being ruthless to get money. You know what I mean? Like just being ruthless to get power and success. Because everybody in this dimension, they're ruthless with their power. Look at the bankers. Look at the banking system. They don't give a damn if you like. They have no leeway. Like they run it like a mafia. If you can't pay your bills, the lights are off. If you can't pay your mortgage, well, damn, you're gonna have to get out. If you can't pay this, pay that, pay this, pay that, then everything's become a subscription now. You know, I wouldn't be surprised in the future they have a subscription on breathing air. Yeah, it sounds ridiculous now, but look at the Los Angeles air quality. Los Angeles has some of the worst pollution in a first world country. It's just pure pollution, and air quality does affect your life longevity. Then eventually, like, okay, well, if you want to move to like Sector A in the city, okay, Sector A is going to you're going to have to pay $100 air quality tax. So if you want to move to this part of the city that has better air, you got to pay $100 on top of that. A lot of people, and some people that may not $100 may not be a lot of money, but to some of us that are broke, $100 is a lot of money. You know what I mean? I don't care what anybody say. $100 is $100. You can laugh it off all you want, but if you broke with nothing, $100 is something. Shit. You know what I mean, right? I ain't rich. I wanted to be rich. I wanted to be famous, but the demiurge had it out for me, and so that's why I'm not rich and successful. That God didn't want me to be a wealthy and powerful man. That God didn't want me to be David Dobrik, to have everything, right? That God wanted me to suffer, wanted me to go through hell. It's what that God willed and what that God wanted. He didn't want me to be happy. That God despises me, and I despise it right back. We live in a truly evil world, and people make it even worse. And if you don't have a strong family foundation, you don't have any type of strong connections, and you don't have a girl in your life, it makes life not even, it feels like a lot of times, is life even worth living when you don't have nothing, when you're trapped in a prison? Is it? Because it's only so, like, how long can this go on? Every single day you got to go to that 9 to 5 every day just so you can pay bills and be broke again? Why don't people just, oh, I can't say it. Damn, I want to say something, but I can't say it on YouTube. But French Revolution, man, French Revolution, honestly, a French Revolution, right? Because seems like the solution, because it just seems like, let me tell you something, power only respects power, and power is not given, power is taken. And I'll end the video with that, man. Power only respects power, and power is not given, power is taken. Taken. Every king throughout history, they took power, right? Every Roman emperor, they took power by their own hands, and they became the masters of their life.